Everybody. Happy, happy. Hello, fabulous. Um, happy. So this is what's going to be. It's going to be happy, motivational, mindset, manifest, money management Monday. There you go. I'm doing it all. Okay, I'm hitting it all. So with that being said, blessings on each and every one of you. So glad that you are here in this place because I had to make sure I come on live. Hello, fabulous. Come on live and direct on tonight before finish up some last minute things, some last little meetings and what have you. But I was like, I'm coming on live. Okay, so hey, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, happy day, my fabulous peeps. So listen, so today I want to just inspire you on how to manifest financial freedom, right? But not only manifest financial freedom, but how to manifest financial wellness in your lives, right? It's time for you to take control of your financial destiny, protecting your income, spending wisely, making more money, and prioritize self care. So I'm going to share a couple of tips with you now. Um, I will definitely get to finish it tomorrow, but I'm going to do as much as I can. But it's more on how to manifest financial freedom God's way, and what does that look like? And so God talks about in Habakkuk 2:2, if you ever heard that one, it says, "Write the vision and make it plain, because he that reads it will run with it." And then he talks about without faith, it is impossible to please God. And so when you are in the place of wanting things to be manifested, there's things that you have to do, right? Because once again, faith without works is dead. And I have been toiling back and forth and just how God asking God how I need to show up. It's not how the world wants me to be, but how He wants me to be, right? Because when I show up as God, as Teacher Melanie, as Melanie Warren, I know I'm showing up as He calls me, because He says, "When I seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, everything else is added," because I sought Him first. And so, first thing you want to do is define your financial goals according to the plan and purpose that God has for you. So, you want to envision your dreams, setting clear goals, right? Financial goals, and believe that they are within your reach. One thing about it is that we have to be so mindful of what we say, what we see, because if we look and we get so consumed about what's going on around us, right? First of all, we're not utilizing faith, and He says faith without works is dead. And so in this journey, it is imperative that you have faith, right? Because you know that God is bigger than anything that you can see or experience. God is bigger than all of that. And so that's why it's so important, because now you know that God is bigger than that. It doesn't seem impossible with God, right? Because He says with man, it is impossible. But with God, He didn't say some things. He didn't say, okay, I see how I feel. He said all things are possible. That's what God says. And then you want to create a vision board. So something that I do is that I have a vision board in my room. So when I open my eyes, I turn my head, it's on the wall. When I look, hey, fabulous. When I go brush my teeth and I have my postings, I'm going to show it to you. I have my line of different postings and affirmation and visions, and I'm brushing my teeth and I'm saying it, right? And I'm just saying the word of God as well. I have a journal, which I don't even, this it's in that I write my vision as well. I write my goals every day, or I write it in my calendar as well every day. Okay, I write it down. Why? Because He says that, right? Write the vision and make it plain, because he that reads it, right? So if you don't write it down, you can't read it. Will run with it. What does that mean? That means you're going to go for it. When you run with it, you're going to go for it. You're going to do whatever you can to achieve it, right? Not through your strength, but through God's divine strength and favor. How awesome is that? Then one of the things we have to do, right, is that we have to protect our greatest asset. Our greatest asset is not our home, it's not our cars, right? Our greatest asset is our income. Why is that? Why is like our income? Yes. So I want you to think about the average person making 40,000 a year in a 30 year time, right? They're made over $1 million, right? That your asset pays for your food, clothing, shelter, provide for your family. But in this time, in this season, in your life, you always want to be in control, right? God's in control, but God gives us a mindset. How do you put ourselves in control? So you always want to make sure from the womb to the tomb that you are in control. And so that's why it's important to have your insurance, whether that's your life insurance, your health, disability, to safeguard of times of need, right? Because life does happen, right? Life does happen, and not have to depend on anybody, right? No man, but no anybody else but God. And God has given you wisdom, especially when He's giving you a sound mind. He wants it to be a good steward, and that is part of being a good steward. When you are in a mind, when your mind is right, that you now have the ability to make heaven, right? In heaven, you're sending money from heaven, right? You're sending money from here. You're making sure that those things that you deeply that you deeply love, right? They're taken care of. Even yourself, even if you are a single woman or man for that matter, but I speak to my fatherless moms, that things are in order. And so the next thing is just tracking your expenses. Why? You want to know your money. You want to know your numbers, what's going out, what's coming in. And I can tell you, every time you track it, you'll be so surprised. As I always say, those just is just $5, just $1. Those little things add up to big things, right? It's not the big things, it's those little things add up. So that's why you always want to put yourself too, that you are paying yourself first, not taking care of somebody else's financial mansion. You have to take care of yourself first. So those just a little expensive that we're kind of like willy nilly about, they can break you. So those just now helps. What they do is that it depletes your ownership, because now you own more because it was just right, just five, just 10. But when you think of how much those just add up, you miss out. So, right? So embrace minimalism. So I don't know about you, but if I go someplace and I really need to be focused and it's like too much going on, it's crowded, I can't function. And I had to really take some time just in my personal life. Just so many things are around me. Now, mind you, not my house not junky. Okay, let me say that. But sometimes there's this between the kids stuff and this, papers and what have you. And I needed to declutter. And I'm so glad that I've taken the time to do that. In our office, in our closets, I moved things around and shifted in our garage. Just simplifying life, decluttering both spaces, right? And both spaces, decluttering spaces and your finances. And now, when you are able to do that and just kind of sit back, you are able to see things clearly and make proper, sound decisions, both in your finances, okay, and personally, really, because financial, particularly, is not an emotional decision, it's a mathematical decision. Right? That's why I say you have to know your numbers, but you have to be organized, be clear, right, of where you are and how you're going to get there. Then you want to budget strategically, right? So creating a budget that aligns with the goals and the plan and purpose that God has for you and your family's life, right? And the priorities, right? Allocate money for your savings and investment. Yes, you have to save, right? Because emergencies, but you also need to invest, and not only just in saving and investing, but making sure that your portfolio is diversified. You're taking care of yourself first. Wealthy people do that. They make sure their financial mansions are taken care of first before everybody else's financial. So really prioritizing and really budgeting and planning properly, right? Living life where you're not like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything. No, it's because, once again, it's leading you now to be in control. And as you're building this control, right, you're having this emergency fund building, right? You're committing to making sure if unexpected expenses happen, that you're not like, okay, I know how I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna have to go borrow this. I'm going to get a personal loan. I'm going to do this. You're like, ding, ding, ding. I prepared for this. I didn't speak it into existence, but I prepared, right? I was proactive instead of being reactive. That leads you. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? Right? And then as you're in control, right? Because you You created a band, a budget, you have your emergency fund. Now you're putting yourself in the business. You're just like, okay, now that I know where I am, now I can eliminate some debt. Now developing a strategy to pay off high interest debt, right? Strategically. And as you're celebrating those small wins, right? Now you're celebrating each milestone along the way. You're celebrating your wins. I'm celebrating with you, right? So you're celebrating. And as you're celebrating now, because now some more income is coming in, you're diversifying your income. That means there's multiple streams of income. I really like to say side hustle because I think about legacy bigger. But okay, let's say side hustle or side gigs, investing, passive income sources. So you're not just always working for money, because you want to put yourself that money is working for you just as hard as you're working for it. That's why it's so important to invest. It's so important, right, to find things that you're not always having to work for it, right? Get up long hours to work for it. And that which leads me to having that entrepreneur spirit, because when you have that entrepreneur spirit that you have and you release that spirit, do you know what ends up happening is that now you have the ability to be a business owner where you can hire people. Now the ideas that you had, now you can be to have your income not to be capped. Now you are participating in the way the system is made, because now you can write off more things because you have a business. I always talk about having a home-based business, right? And with that home-based business, multiple streams of income. And so, one of the things I talk about within the financial service industry, right? If you're like, Teacher Melanie, I don't really have a business, I have an idea, but I want to do something. I don't mind learning. I'm coachable, I'm teachable. Then I want to connect with you. I want to connect with you, because on this crusade of financial literacy, right? I always say it's caught, not taught, and there's not enough crusaders out here in these streets to empower yourselves and others, right? So if that is you, great. If that is not you, right, I want you to share with somebody that you know is can. But if you are just like, I have some ideas and concept, I need help, then we still need to connect. And then it's about long-term planning, right? Whether that's retirement or just long-term investing. What needs to be set up for that for yourself? If you are self-employed, if you are working a 9 to 5, and what needs to be in place, right? Which is going to put you in the position of the different tax bracket, right, of how you need to show up in different places where you are in control of your long term investments, not just a job, but you are in control. That's where winning happens, as well. Then I want you to think about yourself. What is that self-care ritual that you're doing that's just a healthy bank account, but a healthy mind, a healthy body, a healthy spirit, that also leads to financial wellness with every fiber of your being? Why? Because God says that He desired for you to prosper even as your soul prosper and be in good health. That's what He says. So that means if He said that, that is a total man. Your mindset has to be right. Your health has to be right, because now it's going to allow you to make sound financial decisions. And then you want to put yourself where you're growing, right? What does that mean when I say you're growing? That means you're continuous learning. You are a lifelong learner, new skills, new ideas, right? Because one thing about it, as you learn more, you grow more. As you learn more, you're able to grow more and experience things as well. And then putting yourself in the position that you can give and serve in the areas that you like to give and to serve in, making an impact, because God has put us on this earth to be a blessing to others, not for us to consume ourselves and just our families, but to be a blessing to others. And in order for us to be a blessing to others, we have to make sure that we are creating legacies, that we are not, that we are wealth building, because it's not just about us, but it's about being good stewards, being God's hands and feet, right? Making an impact in the world. And then the last thing, because there's different stages of life, different experiences. So you want to always reevaluate your financial plan, your personal plans, right? And adjust them as to where your needs are at that particular time for your family yourself, right? Like myself, my kids, they're growing up, which is, but I need to adjust, right? There are certain things I don't need to do with them. Now they're getting independence, and now teaching them to be independent. So, with that being said, my fabulous peeps, ladies, you possess the power to manifest financial wellness in your life, to manifest the life that you want. Being prayerful, being mindful, seeking God's face, right? Writing the vision down, getting proper mentorship and coaching, right? That can take you to the next level, because you can't set your own vision. And so trust your abilities, stay committed to your goals, and remember that each small step you take brings you closer to financial success. With determination, self belief, and God belief, these practical tips, you can achieve the financial freedom and security that you deserve. Your financial wellness journey starts with you, because the only person that can stop you. And so, with that being said, if you are a mom and you want to have the ability to make money from anywhere, right? You want to protect your income, spend less money, get more money, right? Have multiple streams of income, design the life that you want. And not only design, but understand the money game, because now you've empowered yourself. Now you can empower your family, your children, your friend, because now you understand that money is a tool, but you want to understand how to utilize that tool, but not only use that as a tool, but have fun with it, because it's a game. And I want you to win the game, the money game. So money could be working for you just as hard as you are working for it. So if that is you, I want you to reach out, connect with me. Okay, book an appointment. There is a fee to booking it, but the value that you're going to get from just getting a clear vision of what God has for you, it's going to be phenomenal. So with that being said, go ahead, book their appointment. But I also want you to go to my teachermoney.com, right? Teachermoney.com. And when you go there, you can book the appointment, but you can also download my complimentary guide as it relates to starting a home-based business and building your financial mansion. Okay, starting your home-based business. Let's do that. Listen, do you know what phenomenal things that can happen in these next 2 months? Oh my gosh, let me tell you, because it's about to go down. So let's be diligent. So with that being said, like I always say, remember to pray, plan, and believe, because God is still in the business of doing miracles. Make it a great day, and can't wait to connect with you sooner than later. Bye, fabulous.